Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today we are back in Automation Light Campaign Mode V2. And with our Achanen manufacturer Vista Automotive, we are doing pretty well. Look at this. It's all green. We are basically demolishing the competition in all categories. Fruinian, even greener than Achanen. And the only thing that is missing are basically some decent convertibles and luxury vehicles. But that's not what our company is made for. So I'm kind of happy that we are doing that well in all the other categories. But let's take a look. But R&D wise, we are currently investing into more drivetrain. It's tainted drives. Drivetrain technology, and with this one we want to take it to 5. That's still quite a ways off. Fuel system is already at 6, top end at 4. What more could we take up? I mean, the monthly lab costs are pretty insane already. I think we can take up one more category if we really wanted to. Wheels and brakes, not really our thing, I would say. Suspension gives some decent average bonuses, and body would be interesting to go for. That's also some various arbitrary bonuses to everything, a little bit to everything basically. And chassis is another big one though. So if we go here and increase this one to 3, then that's not even costly. It only goes, wow, yeah, just to increase it this slightly. That's a mechanic I balanced pretty well, it seems. So once you have reached a kind of specialization, then getting into new tech is super costly, even though the monthly funding doesn't increase much. This year does. Oof, it's pretty bad. Anyway, we could even go and make sure that it's increasing as fast as possible, because this cost is nicer. No, that may be better. Anyway, we are increasing the chassis. And familiarity, we are up to 43.8% in some of these things. And production, let's take a look here. We have our Taurus, which is amazing. And it's still selling very well, considering how little market awareness we are having. Just look at this, it's abysmal. It is absolutely terrible, and that is why we have so much stock. That will change over time. That will change. But currently we are just overproducing massively. And we have so far made a net loss of $1 billion. But we have plenty in the bank. I'm not worrying about this. So currently we are engineering the Dash 79 and the Vista Automotive 79. And next up to re-engineer would be the Pico, because if it takes about 4 years to engineer this little bastard, then it would be, let's see, it would be exactly 10 years since the since the design of the last one. So we could wait a year, because this one is selling so well. Let's see how well it's doing. Like what the competitiveness scores and all that shit is. So we're going here, and oh, that's Achanen. It's not really made for the Achanen market. Let's go to Fruinian. Isn't doing that well either. I think this is telling me like shut the fuck up and build a new one. And I shall do this now. So let's get into making a new car. And the only thing that is really relevant here, when did this one appear? 1980. Oh, no, okay, that is fortunate. Basically a little Honda City Turbo or something. Not Honda City Turbo, sorry. And we are not going to make it extreme, but rather a minivan, a mini micro van. Very wide wheel arches, and yes, all 80s, very 80s. This would be even more 80s. Okay, so is there anything we need to change? I don't think so. We got one tech pull here, let's go through this. Front transverse, yes, obviously. This car doesn't require a big engine. Let's see how much we can cram into this tiny engine bay by using a double wishbone suspension setup, which is our primary thing. Familiarity 40% and just 10% in McPherson. And here we're going with steel +1 tech in this one. And grills, let's just put this little one here. What? That's so much cooling. We don't really need this much. The engine will be tiny in this one. Oh, we're going with this. And gray, nah. Red, no. Let's make it white? Nah. White? Yeah, okay. Inline 3 it is. Oops, that's large. Oh yeah, no, that's working out totally fine. Look at this. 77mm, 1.2 liter ultra unsmooth engine. Nah, not really my thing, I think. But if we go with something that is reasonably square, I think we will be faring well. So here we are going with overhead cam. We are not yet ready to... oh, do we want that? Nah, let's go with 3. We want to make this really quick to engineer. But full alloy nowadays, because we don't want to have any weight there. And familiarity is just 10%. Here it is already 22.7. Ah, interesting. Yeah, that's because of the inline 3 block. We are not very familiar making inline 3s. Okay, standard stuff. We might want to go for hypertectic casts for lower emissions, because there are some laws coming out reasonably soon, I think. I'm not quite sure. We should check the requirements, or rather the running costs, and see if we are in a higher tax category just because of those things. We have lots of tech pool available if we really wanted to push that. I don't think we want to do that, because we can save lots of engineering time instead. No, okay, it's still not really time for the multi-point fuel injection, because we are before it's supposedly unlocking. We do have 6 tech pool here, but the single point, we are currently gathering a little bit of familiarity with the single point, which then funnels in familiarity into multi-point. So I'm going with single point fuel injection. Nothing fancy here other than that. 91 and very lean. We want to also place ourselves in the eco category. Decent-ish ignition timing. And how far with this one, Rev? 5.5 sounds reasonable. And we can put a lot of this into... Yeah, I want to invest this. Most of the engineering time will go into the full alloy block as well as the fuel system, because all the other components we are choosing are bog standard, and we have engineered them so often that they are not really an issue. But here we might want to play around a little bit with the quality slider. Our short cast is our go-to tech, and 500 horsepower. I don't think this is enough, so let's open this up a bit. I think this engine looks more like, yeah, slightly beyond 2000 horsepower. Seems alright. For the catalytic converter, 3-way makes sense. That is very good. Do we have any familiarity? No, this is the first time we would be using it, I guess. Oh, well, no. We used it in something else, but that's still in engineering. So yeah, we bite the bullet here, and we need to get the catalytic converter familiarity up a little bit. It's not a big component, engineering time is low overall. And here we're just going double reverse flow. Alright, a little bit of knock, but otherwise there's nothing to worry about. Here we have it. Oh, 46.7. Yep, okay, 46.7 horsepower. Let's see if our exhaust is set correctly. No, not quite. The question is if we want to strangle it a bit. Is 46 horsepower or 47, is that enough for a small car like this? We shall see. So first of all, let's put this one through here. And automatic, yes. We're going to make an automatic. Do we have any familiarity in here? Familiarity 10%. And 1 overdrive gear. And let's make this... Yeah, no, that's decent enough. We don't want to have any wheel spin, that's obvious, but this tiny engine won't cause much of trouble there. Medium compound road tires. 165s are massive on this. I don't think we need that. What is the size? Oh, it's bugging out. Let's go back and back here and back up. That should be better. 16s? 15s. I think we only need 14s. So 14 inch, that gives us 65s. 65s are pretty comfortable. Could go 15. That would be 55s. Also very good. Okay, cool. Let's go with these. Oh, the tires look very modern. And let's take some mags. Nah, we don't need mags. Let's go with standard rims and have some drum brakes. We could potentially use all-round drum brakes, but that's too much brake fade nowadays. It's so not modern. So I'm just going brake size to 50 to start out with. Drum brake rear, that will be entirely possible, and make them as small as possible as well. Under tray. I think we want to improve the semi-clad stuff, and that gives us slightly better fuel economy as well. Not that much, but I mean, I want to get up the familiarity so that this part becomes the absolute standard for our operations. That benefits all cars a little bit. Anyway, it doesn't cost much, just adds a little bit of weight, very low amount of material costs, and production units are basically 1% extra in production units. Maybe a little bit more, sometimes 1.5% for the cheaper cars. And here we want to go for maybe 2 times, because don't forget, extra cooling does give you extra drag. Extra drag means extra fuel needed per 100 Ks, and that's bad. So we go with 4 seats in this tiny little car. Basic, all the quality. Basic here, and all the quality, and ABS. Yes, ABS. Oh, wait a second. So we have this, and ABS. Oh, no, we're not going with ABS yet. It removes all our tech pool. That's not what we want. So, no, we wait another 5 years with this. Or maybe 2 years or something before we get into using this stuff. Here we can use standard to keep it simple. We could also go with advanced 80s. Advanced 80s. That sounds pretty expensive to engineer. Well, let's take a look. Progressive springs, gas mono, and passive sway bars. And yes, we are in the ballpark. Let's tune it for something a little bit more standard. Spring stiffness. Oh, what is going on? Slightly softer springs there, slightly more there, and more stiffness. Because we had too much roll here, and the springs also help, as you can see. 4.1. Yeah, it's primarily the rear springs, I guess. But the sway bar. So let's eliminate the rear sway bar. And do we really want this? I think we need a staggered setup because this is just not working out. Oh, if we reduce this one, no, this didn't work out too well. We can increase this tire size, 165s in the rear. And that gives us the perfect balance. And now I just need to see which kind of setting is the best here. This one looks pretty good. And then maybe a free... Oh, that took out a massive chunk of the comfort. Oh, there we go. This isn't costing us much. Okay, the rear wheel is like all bouncy, but people seem to like it. It's much more comfortable. Takes the edge out of the car. And the sway bars. 4.8, I kinda need more. Alright, nope, that's the sweet spot. We are not going to improve upon this. Let's see, with so much improved stiffness, if we can lower ride height a little bit. Oh yes, we can. There's the new limit, 195. And the car is more or less done. Let's check it out. Okay, so far so cheap. And how much engineering time does it require, does it say? Engineering time 45. So that would be slightly more than 3 years without any bonuses to familiarity. And yeah, that is entirely reasonable. 4 years without any familiarity, that is simple to engineer. Okay, let's optimize a little bit. We do need more front brakes. And we need less rear brakes, but that's not possible. So let's ignore this fact. And what more do we want to optimize? Gearing, I think, is fine. Let's see if they actually like... Yeah, they like slightly lower gears. But the big question here is not the economy, but rather, does it drive well in traffic? And the answer is no, it doesn't. It has slightly too little performance to be considered drivable. And that will change over the years too. So, yes. Let's do the following then. We want to have a bit more power. And this power can be gotten from, well, we have a lot of rev range left here, which we could fill up with stroke. And if you are not sure what I mean with this, is what I'm saying is the following. So we can stroke this one up to 1.2 liters. It will probably get us a bit of trouble here. But if we get into trouble there, we can just lower the rev limiter. So 1.2 liter, 51.1 horsepower instead. That is more than 1% more power. So I hope the performance does change accordingly. It makes the engine rougher than it was before, which is not a good thing. But on the other hand, do we really care? Do the people driving it really care? I mean, they just want to have dirt cheap stuff. That was at least what I got from the memo. So, yeah, we are going with this one. I've modified it nicely. And, yeah, we cut down the acceleration a little bit. This is better. This is all good. Yeah. So no negative impact there. Let's take a look at the detailed stats. And performance penalty is gone. Very good. So now it's a bit more future-proof. And do we have any wheel spin problems? Nope. No wheel spin problems. It's all good. Do we need to change anything else? The economy got slightly worse. Now it's slightly better again. Oh yeah, okay, so now we can increase this because the engine has more power, so probably a higher gear can be used, like the highest gear can be used in one of these low speed tests instead, and still has enough power then. Okay, I think we're done with the base model, so let's give it a name. And with all the name giving done, this is looking very nice. This is without markup, but also without having a massive factory at the back end to push down the price. Oh, this bodes well for the future of the Pico. And this is in Fruinian, though. Let's see what the Achanans are saying. Well, basically the whole budget category just dies. As expected. Okay. So what variants do we want to make of this? Probably a kind of standard variant, or premium-ish variant. If we put premium in there, oh yeah, premium and standard, because this one is heavily penalized. I don't want that. So premium and standard, that sounds like a good combination. Let's check with the markets what they are saying. In Fruinian, oh yeah, they are liking it better. Oh, we are kind of pushing into the family market there. I dislike this. But anyway, we have better cars for this. I hope they are selling there instead. And in the city category, what else do they want, is my question. Probably just, oh yeah, no, lower price is what they want. And that they shall receive. And better brakes. Oh yes, better brakes. Easily fixed though. There we go. Moving this one up. Oh, maybe that was a bit too much even. Yes, okay. This is better. Still have a bit of brake fade issues, but overall that's insignificant. But now that the car is heavier, we need to optimize the suspension once again. And I'm just going to do this for the premium version by giving it a little bit more camber, so upping the running costs basically. But I can lower this one too. Yeah, there we go. And get rid of the bottoming out, because that is now a thing with the added weight. And I think this one is done. So this is the premium version. And I don't know if we want to make a luxury. Let's just check out what kind of cars we have. Well, it's just this body. So let's keep it simple and just make the two. I think that's fine. There is no... Oh, no, wait. Let's take a look at if we maybe can get into... No, this is already the city premium. We could try to make a even higher spec version, but let's see. Do we even have that available right now? Could put in luxury interior. But then, no, we can't really put anything of these into it right now because that sucks out too much of the quality. So, no, not going to do this. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it like this. For the engineering, we don't have anyone available, obviously. We're using them for something else. And 3 years, 4 months, that's pretty much optimal. So let's just amp up the reliability. There we have it, 70. And it's, oh wow, almost a reliability of 70 here. And for the engine, just engineering time 1.8 years. Well, you get all the reliability. And you are going to have 0 funding. But I think what I'm going to do here now is just to go back to the engine and check it out if we can modify it a little bit for higher reliability. We do have a lot of opportunities to bolster our engineering time to something more reasonable. 1.8 years certainly isn't much. What I'm going to try is to see what effect amping up the quality has, because we are using some, let's say, wonky tech with a full alloy block still, so that might help us getting up the reliability. Wow, yes it does. And it does increase engineering time, but not all that much, so far so good. Let's see if this has the same effect. Similar, not quite, but yeah, it makes it all around much better. And now we can even pump in something into this one. Oh, this is 35, 36. Yeah, 60? Wow, +9. That's a lot. And now we can go with higher compression and... this engine all of a sudden looks a lot better. So, we go here, test it, and we have to recalculate both cars. Wow. That's a big difference. Look at this. 0.6 seconds faster acceleration and a quarter of a liter on 100 kilometers better fuel economy. Oh, yep. So far, so good. We can also put this one in here, maybe? Does this help that much? Not quite. Not quite. And it increases engineering time. No, but just a little bit less than half a month. So that isn't crucial. Let's go with this one too. And now we need to recalculate the base version and set up the quality over here. And this. And the new engine is in. Can we improve it further? No, not really. Okay, let's leave it there. It has same engine, nice quality and shit. Yes, brilliant. Maybe we can even put up the block level one more. That gives us half a reliability point and increases engineering time to 39.7. Yeah, I think we can accept this. Now let's just recalculate the premium with the added block quality and yes, drivability, blah blah blah. That's all good. 800 kilos exactly. That's a pretty heavy little car. And no, it isn't. Just kidding. Overall, the quality is still very good. Reliability 71 and 72. That's nice. Total engineering cost not really high. And here, perfect. Yes, look at this. Now we are up to 3 years and 10 months. And so I think what I'm going to do is to up this one by one more. Because this doesn't cost us more. This actually doesn't make the engine more. No, the production units are going up crazy. So, no, that's not a good idea. Let's keep it this way. This is 4 years, and this is 3 years and 10 months. Okay, the Pico. We are taking the production from the Pico, and we can amp up the factory size. So this one is now assigned. And we're going to level 3, and we are increasing because we have so much cash lying around to, let's say 70. This makes it super cheap. Super cheap. Oh, 65. Yeah, 65 is better. Same thing here. Although the difference is so minor that we are only going to 60. And this will be a large 2 instead. Oh, didn't we give this a name? Oh, it's the Telvik C, so this will be the Telvik E. Oh, yes. Okay. This one certainly does pretty well in all the categories we are aiming at, and more. I wonder why it's such a good family car though. Let's put, I think 30% in here. Yeah, that's the premium. And in the base one, let's check how things are going here. We can put 20 in here. Oh, that's 30. Still selling super well. Fruinian, 30. Yeah, 20 is still too high for them. But let's go with this one. I mean, it takes a few years for this to come onto the market. Currently demand is through the roof, but we don't really know how much is left out of this. This one is calculating all the family segments as well, because they were super green. And we are cannibalizing. So I'll just keep it this way, and then we see how things go. Overall, this project will cost a grand total of 1 billion. Yeah, I mean, peanuts, right? So we just start the project. And from here, let's see. There's not much more to do here. This one, yeah, we can just wait a few years, I guess. And the next one that we will need to produce will be once we have access to another van version, we have to produce a new Taurus. Okay, but for now, I think this wraps us up for this episode. And let's check our finances here real quick. And, woo, currently making losses and producing lots of Tauruses. But yeah, this wraps us up for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.